Conley Call is our mayor of the
Good to see
rival
you, sir.
city of
Glad to have
Thompson.
you, Richard.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hey, Thompson.
You are so. Good to see you.
Good. You?
Hi, how are you?
Real good.
You get rid of
Yeah.
Good
Good to see you. Pretty good.
Did he say I get rid of
Good.
people too?
I run them all. How are you?
Get rid of them.
I tell you.
We just go like that in the office. Okay?
Navy probably don't have anything around here. Guard get it once a year. They got it.
I gather that
Get you to sign before you get away.
maybe he has 5 minutes to lucidity.
We don't get paid for
See
this.
him and then it just fades away, which is tragic. How are you? Got everything under control?
Somebody said
Hey, don't start.
That one here.
Yeah.
When I was on there,
It's those
Hey,
hours.
good to see you.
my lady.
and full cake. You know his wife. And that's the way he got.
Hard to walk around with his phone.
I didn't get
How you doing? I don't understand. Did you have a girl here singing? Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey there, how are you? She'll call me later. How are you? Good to see you. I just over here.
I saw y'all walking this way.
Unless it was going to be 3:30.
Wait, this river's gonna get small.
Gonna give him the key.
You already have it.
They make them hide side. You started.
One is the roughly the 30th anniversary of the college, and also more importantly, Dr. Howard Thompson. Those of you who don't know, the college people know that a lot of this stuff was in a closet for a long period of time, and we were cleaning out one day Dr. Thompson, and said, boy, it would really be nice if this were out someplace where people could see it rather than having it in a closet. So a number of people have taken a lot of time and effort to put this together, and I would invite you, those of you who have not had a chance to look at it, to start over there and just meander around and take a look at some of the nice things that are here. In honor of Dr. Howard Thompson, our first president. It's very nice to have it, and I'm tickled to death that we're going to be able to keep it and display it for posterity. It's really a great thing. Let me introduce to you some of you have met and others have not, and Dr. Swanson Richards. Dr. Richards is the interim president. He is the past president of Surrey Community College, and he will be taking over here the 10th of July, he tells me, yes. And so he'll be here the 10th. We're happy to have him here today also.
See, I'm already here.
But I've asked Swanson to say a few words also. Swanson.
You know, I think one of the great movements in this country, and certainly in North Carolina, has been the community college movement. And Wilkes and Surrey and a few, Howard, were the first that started, and they were started correctly, primarily from the leadership in these communities. And Wilkes has always had an excellent reputation, and I'm proud to come as interim president. Howard and I go back a number of years. I was quite young director of guidance and testing in Surrey County, and he took me on and did a good job teaching, and then when I went over to Surrey, he continued to do some teaching on me. And Howard, I appreciate it. You've been quite a person in my life, and quite an instrument for improvement and change, and I appreciate it very much.
As Swanson's been saying about the put-up job that he had over there, when he was given the role when they wanted to bring me into the Southern Association, the 3 high schools, and he kept Joe Pell, if you know him. He kept him on my back for 3 nights. I ran out of stories, and I had to have dinner with Joe each night. So we decided to pass them and make North Surrey and Central Surrey and East Surrey okay by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. God, you were young.
You were younger than you are now.
I was just before I stepped into the superintendent.
That's right.
Gosh, those were days.
Howard, I'll have to say this too, since I hope Jim is informal. Howard was over in Chapel Hill as superintendent of the school. How long you last over there? 2 years?
3.
3 years. As he was coming from Wilkes Community College, I was going to Boone, Watauga County as superintendent, and Howard said, "Don't go. You get too much help out of these colleges for education." And that probably was good advice, but I didn't take it.
Those were days. Now I think we all travel the same route here, principalship and superintendency. I don't know whether that's up or down now, but it certainly was a good route, and there's been a lot of good people. I'm glad I live long enough to be able to share some of their glories with them. But you know, I have to laugh at that word founding president, because when I took over there, I was a floundering president. You can better believe it. 30 years ago in April, we had all the makings of the community college, but no approval by the man in the governor's office. He had to approve the budget for us to operate. And the board had done everything it could. Had the $500,000 bond issue passed, wasn't it? And they had the board all set up. They had the land. Here I was a superintendent coming to meetings with then 9 community college presidents. There were only to be 12. There were no wholesale making of community colleges in those days. We met at Quail Roost. And I said, you mean I'm supposed to vote on this, here being a superintendent? They said, oh yeah. Well, I voted and I found out I had a nursing program. Then I voted and I found out I had $350,000 more. Oh, it was right interesting. Signing off on everything under the sun. But it was wonderful. I'm glad I had the opportunity to come over here because this was mud. And I'll never forget the Governor Dan Moore in his brand new shoes and his nice clean car coming up the old road that you have asphalt on now and stepping in among the buildings that had no roofs and nothing but snow and ice. He was game. But it was a wonderful experience being with you both. And I have to admit, coming here for 1 year, that's all I came for in 1953, to be in on Wolf Central. And somehow I got waylaid. And so I'll be here, I guess, until either Buzz drives me out or I drive him out. But you're wonderful people and good people. And it was a nice experience and a wonderful experience for me to come to Wilkes. And it's taken me a long while to get the dam erased from the Yankee, but those years have passed. You fellas don't have to worry. Your son is anyway.
It must take a while, because I still heard it once in a while, since I've been here. The damn part for you now.
Thank you for keeping it quiet. Oh, gosh.
There are a few more people that I would like to recognize. Helen Potts. Helen was your first?
Well, she was a secretary, but she was also my high school secretary.
Oh, I see.
She knew how to run that office.
Great. It was nice to have you with us
Thank
also.
you, it's nice to be here.
And Arlie Andrews was one of the first trustees, charter member trustee, and she's with us again today. That's awfully nice to have her.
Louis Hill Jenkins.
Louis Hill Jenkins also in the back there was a charter trustee. Anyone else? Mayor Frazier, you weren't a charter...
He was a charter mayor.
I'm going to say this, I maybe shouldn't mention anyone's name, but I should, but when they started this, Judge Hayes was out there at the old city hall, and the maddest I ever seen him. He'd been before the county commissioners, wanted him to donate some money to run a water and sewer line up here at the college. And I just happened to be going by there, and he stopped me. He was all just shaking mad, looked at me like. He said, "Father, would you do me a favor?" I said, "If I can, Judge, what is it?" He said, "Would you go in there before them commissioners and see if you can get them to donate some money to help run water and sewer to that college?" I said, "Judge, I'll be glad to try." Well, I went in there and lined, I stood there, I guess, an hour and a half, and sat down together, leaned up against the wall. One commissioner finally agreed to say he would put in $5,000. But we never did get one dime from the counties, to my knowledge. But it cost about $40,000 to get that water and sewer here, and I've never been sorry that I was serving as commissioner at that time, but I've never been sorry that I went for that $40,000.
But you kept the tap on fee. Those places coming in had to pay you, didn't they?
I hear you.
Talking about history, it might be, and some of you may have been at the meeting. I was assistant superintendent of the schools in Surrey, and we had a meeting in Elkin.